Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daisy and today we're going to be talking about 5 mistakes that most couples make. Not all couples. Like, I had a busy day today and I had meetings and everything, and I got dolled up for it. Okay, kind of, but yeah, I got dolled up for it and I'm like, I cannot waste. Yes. So today we're going to be talking about 5 mistakes that most couples make, and it is something that I was supposed to put together. I was talking to a client earlier today. I had a meeting with a client earlier today, and I was thinking to myself, okay, what can that? Okay, I was asking her certain questions, and this some of the one or two or three of these things came up, and I was like, okay, let me just talk about it on the channel. So let's jump right into it. So number one, budget. Not setting a budget is one of the problems that most people make. Sorry, I've realized that sometimes, a lot of times, when when a client messages me, especially those who are messaging me for coordination, like I'm not even planning their wedding from scratch, like they already start putting things in motion, and I'm asking, okay, so what is your, like, what is your budget? So how are we going to fix this into a budget? I'm helping them to pick one or two or whatever, what's it called, whatever amount for a vendor or whatever. They are always like, I don't know anything cheap, and I'm like, that is not a budget. So you have to keep it in mind that you have to make a budget. Making a budget is of utmost importance. Like, you cannot, it's not, it can never be overemphasized. It is important. It helps you keep your head straight. It helps you think deep. It helps you know what to do at what time. It's just a very, it's a very essential aspect of planning any event, not even just weddings, but any event at all. You have to have a budget. Your budgets have to be made. You need to say, okay, this is exactly what this is meant for. This is meant for. This is the amount that this is meant for. Like, you have to stick to the budget. And number two, to in reference to budget, money that is not your own. Actually, I termed it under my in my notes as, so unseen cash. You cannot, any unseen cash, like money you cannot bank on, money that is not coming, that is not your personal money, like it's not your salary, it's not your business money or anything, it's not your savings or whatever you want to take the money from. It is not your own. Like, you cannot lay claim over it. Somebody just promising you, oh, okay, I'm going to give you 100,000, I'm going to give you 200,000, I'm going to give you whatever amount, and you're sticking, you are calculating with your budget. It is a no, because a lot of times people fail. People might not be able to give you as much. Some people are lucky, they give them more than they plan for, but some people, they never just bring it, and that should be an extra. It shouldn't be a main cash. You shouldn't put it part of your budget. If it comes, fine. If it doesn't come, fine. Don't make it something that you are going to hold on to. Never plan your wedding or plan any event at all on money that you've not seen. Even when people do all these organization stuff, and they do donations, until they see the money, before they you can insert any with any budget, they do not, they just hope for it. But they cannot say, oh, okay, Dr. Lagbaja said that's going to give us 100,000 naira, or whatever is going to give us 1 million naira, so put that for this. If it's a good, if they are going to work with a good planner or a good coordinator, that person will tell them that until you see that money before you can bank on it. So you don't bank on something you've not seen. So bank money that is not your account, money that is not your own. I don't want to say money you're not in your account, really, because sometimes people are expecting maybe salary returns and everything. But at least that one is calculated. You know, have an idea what your money is. Except something happens, and which I pray it doesn't happen to anybody here. But you get my point. Don't never bank on an unseen cash, unseen money, any money that is just being promised to you, that you don't know when it will ever come, if it will ever come. Never bank on it, except you're seeing it. Especially those, like all these uncles, aunties, maybe parents. Maybe you can just say, okay, just maybe, and that's because, okay, it's always like, okay, and even that, most of the time what the people do is, oh, my dad is taking care of this, my mom is taking care of this. You get what I mean? Like, okay, let's move this for my own personal budget, my mom is taking care of this. So um it's not even like anybody's actually, it's not you get my point, Sha. It's not like anybody is saying, okay, I'm going to send this amount of money to you, you're taking care of this, and that's because this person is this. But every regular person that's saying, I'm going to give you this, never bank on saying cash that is not yours. Never bank on it. Number three is that you have to pick your comfort over anything. Now, comfort can be as stylish as anything. I was watching a video a few days ago, I watch a lot of wedding videos. I was seeing how, I was particularly seeing the bright side boob. It would have been fine and perfect if she was comfortable in it, but you could obviously see she wasn't. The dress was coming down, and then she was pulling it up so many times. She could not. She was even she was dancing Bessie and everything, and she couldn't feel comfortable. A lot of times, trying, see, a lot of pieces. So see, the thing is, trying on fashionable pieces on the first for the first time on your wedding day is the most terrible idea anybody could ever think. Any fashion pieces that is not, that needs testing. Let me not say testing, because you might think it might not need testing. Maybe, except maybe your earrings, your, maybe your crown. Why that? Because except maybe you have, some people don't do air test and everything. Because if you're going to wear a wig and you've never worn that wig before, test it. You need to test it. Things that might make you uncomfortable. Your wig straps might be uncomfortable. You need to test it, because these things are very, very important. Like, I don't know, I can't overemphasize these things. You need to test it. Your wig, you need to test your shoes, even slippers. Like, is that even the tiny detail of slippers? You need to test it. You need to test your shoes, you need to test your slippers, your dresses, every single thing. Like, you need to test everything, because you might not, you might have tested it you might do all this, oh, I sent a clean dress and everything, but you have to test it. You have to know how you're going to feel on that day. Your shoes, you need to know it's going to be tight for you that day, or it's going to be fitted, or whatever. You need to know how these things feel like on your leg. Like, you just order for things and then just get and put it and say, okay, that one is there, and then you drop it in your box or whatever you're dropping in. Don't do that, because you would, if you feel uncomfortable, you're not going to enjoy your day. Comfort over anything. Now, the thing is, some people say, oh, I don't care about comfort, I don't want couture, and the couture is going to be this. A lot of times when I want people wear couture pieces, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, couture pieces, most of them are even always comfortable in it. They are not pulling one thing or the other, adjusting one thing or the other, trying to feel comfortable in one thing or the other. If you know you're not going to feel comfortable in it, but if you know that is your this thing, please, by all means, please do it. I'm not condemning anybody, I'm just giving my own 2 cents. Yeah. Number 4, choosing your bridal party. Bridal party is, I for one would always say, choose your closest and dearest friends if you're going to have a bridal party. I personally do not agree with people taking just anybody from anywhere to be on your bridal party. I feel like your bridal party is a very sacred space, a very sacred place to be. Like, you do not just invite just anybody to be on your bridal party, because people might flop, and sometimes you feed your energy from your bridal party. If they are sloppy and you are one who normally would need energy from them, you might get sloppy as well. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, a lot of times people I've gone to for events, or I won't coordinated or planned events, that the bridal party, oh my goodness, they were dragging the mood of the event. They were so sluggish. Some of them were so uncaring. Some of them don't care about what you feel. Some of them were just there, and they were just like, I mean, you could read it from their face, like, can we just end this? Some of them were having so much fun and forgetting why they were there. The bridal party is a sacred moment. It's something very sacred. You don't just do it for doing sake. It's supposed. One of these days, I can always promise that I pray I'm going to feel one of these days. I'm going to make a video on on bridesmaids, groomsmen, bridal party in general. The kind of people I would suggest you go for. I would suggest, like I said earlier. So yeah, bridal party is very, very important. I do not know how you want to do it. Like, you have to be people who you can look by your side, look by your left, look by your right, look behind you and say to my people. Like, they might not necessarily be your friends. Some people don't want their friends, and I get that. I buy that. No problem. Those people you could trust, people you can look back, and not just anybody, just people you can look back and be at peace with. I don't know if you get what I mean. Like, cause it's a thing. It's a really big thing. Number 5, the last one, it is event coordinator. Get an event coordinator, sis. Get an event coordinator, bruv. Yeah, you need an event coordinator, or a wedding coordinator in this case. But event coordinator generally for any event, but wedding coordinator in this case, because we're talking about weddings more specifically. But generally, get an event coordinator. Even if you're not going to get an event planner, get an event coordinator. An event coordinator helps you to be able to put everything you've done together. So you could get an event coordinator. You can get me. Yeah. Yeah. You get an event coordinator, and it would, I really assure you, it helps to put all your plans together. It helps you make getting an event coordinator is very important. It helps you put all your ideas together, all your vendors, everything, control everything, not that they are calling you from the stage or anything. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you're able to follow these 5 things, and even there are other things, but these 5 things came to my mind and I said let me share. I don't want to say too many numbers and everything, but these are very salient points that I know that you cannot afford to miss. Like, you just cannot afford to miss. Even if you can't get an event planner, get an event coordinator, get good bridesmaids, check, test your outfits, test your shoes, test your fashion pieces, test whatever it is. Even the necklaces, actually, sometimes you think it looks drippy on the on where it's placed or in the case or whatever, only for it to place on your neck, and you realize it's choky and it's too choky for the dress, or it's too long for the dress. At least that time you know what you will do immediately, not that you're just waiting for later or to the day when there's little or nothing to do. I don't know if you get what I mean. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Instagram and on Twitter, at Daisy. Yes, DAIEZIEY. Yeah.